Welcome to Relaxed Reddit Readings. Today we have 4 Reddit stories for you. Reddit stories that will make you question everything. Story 1. My coworker thinks my sister is dead, and I'm not correcting her. So my coworker thinks my sister is dead, and I've been letting her believe it for weeks now. I know how this sounds, but hear me out because it's honestly not as bad as it seems. A couple weeks ago, I went back to the office for the first time after working remotely for 2 months. Now, I'll be honest, when I don't leave the house for a while, I get super awkward around people, especially strangers. It's like I forget how to human properly. Anyway, during my lunch break, I ran into this woman who works on our floor. She started talking about her late sister, and without thinking, I said I also have a late sister and that it makes it hard to talk about siblings sometimes. Here's the thing though, when I said late sister, I meant she's always running late for everything. Like, chronically, ridiculously late. But this woman clearly thought I meant my sister had passed away, and she got really sympathetic and started sharing all these personal stories about grief and loss. I realized the misunderstanding immediately, but she was being so vulnerable and open that I just froze. I didn't know how to interrupt her and say, "Oh wait, I just meant my sister shows up late to stuff." So I just went along with it. I nodded sympathetically and made some vague comments about how difficult it is. The conversation ended, and I figured that would be it, just one weird interaction I'd never have to deal with again. But now this woman seeks me out regularly to check on how I'm doing. She brings me little treats sometimes and asks about my healing process. She's genuinely being incredibly kind and supportive about my imaginary grief. Last week, she even invited me to a support group she attends for people who've lost siblings. I obviously declined, saying I wasn't ready yet, which made her even more concerned about me. My friends are split on this. Some think it's harmless and that I should just let it fade naturally when I eventually leave this job. Others think I'm being manipulative and taking advantage of her kindness. But here's my dilemma: at this point, telling her the truth would be so much more awkward and potentially hurtful than just continuing to avoid the topic. She's invested emotionally in supporting me through this fake tragedy. Wouldn't it be worse to make her feel stupid for caring about something that isn't real? I'm not asking for anything from her or taking advantage. I always politely decline when she offers help or support. I just haven't corrected the misunderstanding. My plan was to just keep interactions brief and professional until one of us eventually changes jobs or departments. But the guilt is starting to eat at me, especially when she looks at me with those concerned, caring eyes and asks how I'm holding up. Am I terrible for letting this continue? If you're enjoying these stories, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which story you relate to the most. Story 2. My sister scheduled her wedding during my due date, then got mad. My sister just scheduled her wedding for the exact week I'm supposed to give birth, and now she's furious that I won't be there. Back in November, my husband and I found out we're expecting our first baby. I was over the moon. We'd been trying for a while. Then in February, my sister got engaged, and I immediately got this sinking feeling. See, she'd always said she didn't want a long engagement, and I was terrified she'd pick a date around my due date. We told our whole family right away that we were expecting at the end of July, thinking this would help everyone plan around it. Once my sister got into full wedding planning mode, I nervously asked what month she was thinking. She said summer, which made my heart drop. I gently reminded her about my due date and asked if she could consider late August or early September instead. Her response: she'd already fallen in love with this venue that only had availability in late July. The exact same week I'm due. When I told her I obviously couldn't attend if she chose that date, she completely lost it. She accused me of trying to control her wedding and said I was being selfish for not planning my pregnancy better. Planning my pregnancy better. Let that sink in. She said I should just schedule a C-section for earlier in the month so I could attend. As if that's how pregnancy works, and as if recovering from major surgery would make wedding attendance feasible anyway. Then she suggested I could just bring the baby if I gave birth before the wedding. Again, showing she has zero understanding of newborns or postpartum recovery. The whole family got involved, and it's been a complete nightmare. Some relatives are saying I should just make it work somehow, that it's her special day. Others are pointing out how unreasonable she's being. My mom's trying to stay neutral but keeps suggesting compromises that would put my health and my baby's health at risk. My sister went ahead and booked the venue anyway, then sent out save the dates with the July date. When I confirmed I wouldn't be attending, she uninvited my husband too, saying if I don't care about her wedding, then neither of them wants him there either. Now half the family isn't speaking to me, and the other half thinks she's lost her mind. She's been posting passive-aggressive things on social media about people who don't support your dreams and how pregnancy shouldn't stop you from being there for family. I'm hurt, stressed, and honestly shocked by how selfish she's being. This is my first baby, and instead of being excited about becoming an aunt, she's making my pregnancy about her. I've tried to explain that I'd love to celebrate with her, just not during the week I'm literally supposed to give birth, but she won't hear it. Was I wrong to assume she'd work around my due date? Story 3. My friends walk too fast and won't wait for my disability. So I'm about to tell my friends they can't get rides from me anymore unless they slow down and walk with me, and I'm worried I'm being petty. I'm 20 years old, and I have two good friends, Vincent and Nicole. Overall, they're great people, but there's this one issue that's driving me crazy: they walk way too fast for me to keep up. Here's the thing, my legs are deformed, and walking is really difficult for me. I'm working on getting crutches because a cane only supports one leg at a time, and a lot of places still aren't wheelchair accessible, but for now I'm stuck walking very slowly to avoid pain and tripping. Vincent's car is broken and needs expensive repairs he can't afford, so I've been giving both him and Nicole rides pretty much everywhere. I don't mind helping out friends, but here's what happens every single time we go somewhere together. We'll get out of my car, and immediately they start walking at their normal pace toward whatever building we're going to. I have to call out, "Hey, wait up," or "slow down," because I literally cannot keep up with them. They'll stop, wait for me to catch up, then start walking fast again within like 10 steps. It's this constant cycle of them getting ahead, me calling out, them waiting, then speeding up again. We've talked about this multiple times. I've explained that I need them to walk slower and stay with me, not just wait when I fall behind. They always apologize and promise to remember, but then the next time we go out, exact same thing happens. It's gotten to the point where going anywhere with them is stressful and embarrassing for me. Last week, we went to the mall, and I had to yell, "Wait," probably 15 times. Other people were staring, and I felt humiliated. Nicole actually turned around at one point and said, "Come on, hurry up," like I was just being slow on purpose. That really hurt. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I've decided to set a boundary. I want to tell them that if they can't remember to walk at my pace and stay with me, then I won't be giving them rides anymore. They can figure out their own transportation. Vincent thinks this is harsh since his car situation isn't his fault, and Nicole says I'm being overdramatic because they do wait for me. But they don't understand how it feels to constantly be left behind and have to ask people to slow down. It's not just about the physical difficulty, it's about feeling like they don't really consider my needs or respect my limitations. My mom thinks I should be more patient since they're not doing it intentionally, but honestly, how hard is it to just walk slower? I've been dealing with this for months, and nothing changes despite multiple conversations. Am I being unreasonable for connecting rides to walking together? Story 4. Someone stole my gluten-free bread and I'm losing my mind. This is going to sound absolutely ridiculous, but someone keeps stealing my gluten-free bread from the shared fridge, and I'm having a complete meltdown over it. So there's this upscale grocery store near me that sells this amazing gluten-free fruit bread with cinnamon. It's dense, delicious, and honestly, it's become my comfort food. I use it for eggs in the morning and toast it as dessert after work. Here's the thing though, it's pretty expensive, like $12 a loaf, and I have to buy it frozen then thaw it out. I live in a share house with 4 other people, and we have a shared fridge. I always label my food clearly with my name and the date, including this bread. I've never eaten anyone else's food without asking, and I generally try to be a considerate housemate. But over the past month, my bread keeps disappearing. Not the whole loaf, someone's been taking individual slices. At first, I thought maybe I was just eating more than I remembered, but then I started paying closer attention. I'd have half a loaf on Sunday, and by Wednesday it would be nearly gone, even though I'd only had like 2 slices. Last week, I decided to test this. I counted the slices when I put a new loaf in the fridge. There were 16. I had 2 slices Monday morning, 2 Tuesday morning, and when I went to make toast Wednesday night, there were only 8 slices left. Someone had taken 6 slices of my $12 bread. I was furious, but I wasn't sure who it was or how to handle it. So I left a polite note on the fridge asking people not to eat food that isn't theirs and mentioning that some of my bread had gone missing. The next day, one of my housemates, Jake, came up to me and said the note was passive-aggressive and that I should just buy regular bread if I'm worried about cost. He completely missed the point. It's not about the money, it's about someone taking my food without asking. Then he said something that made me see red. He goes, "Besides, you're not even gluten intolerant, so why do you need special bread?" As if I need a medical reason to buy the food I want to eat. I told him that was completely beside the point, and he just shrugged and said I was being dramatic over bread. The thing is, I'm starting to suspect it's him taking it, especially after that reaction. But I don't have proof, and I don't want to accuse someone without being sure. I'm considering getting a mini fridge for my room, but I shouldn't have to do that just to keep my groceries safe. Last night, I genuinely couldn't sleep because I was so frustrated about this bread situation. I know it sounds insane, but it's not really about the bread anymore. It's about basic respect and consideration in a shared living space. Should I just let this go and buy a mini fridge, or am I right to be upset about this? If you enjoyed these stories, drop a comment telling me which one was your favorite. And if you want more relaxed Reddit readings, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, like, comment and subscribe for more relaxed Reddit readings.